The Wally Show podcast is our daily radio show heard live through the Way FM app each morning and hosted by Wally, Gavin, and me, Betty Rock. For more fun, be sure to connect with us at wayfm.com/Wally.
The Wally Show podcast is brought to you by Colorado Christian University Online, where you can earn a degree online just like Betty Rock. You can learn more at ccu.edu/Wally. We take this very seriously.
Very demure.
It's news-ish.
Very mindful.
On The Wally Show.
I didn't know this, but there is a new competition that I need to be a part of, and it is the fine water tasting competition.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so in on this.
Why would no? Why?
Yes.
No, I think it's awesome.
It's water.
First, hear me
There's
out.
more.
Hear
Okay.
me out. Before you, I don't want you to say a word until you've heard all the details.
I
Okay?
cannot promise that.
Okay. It is the 9th annual fine water tasting competition
Almost
in
a
Atlanta,
decade.
Georgia.
For people who have way too much time on their hands.
Stop. Okay. So the founder of the water tasting competition, he said,
It's sad.
If you pay attention, the world opens up to you. If you think water's just water, you're missing out.
Okay,
what it
look,
sounds
I do
like.
realize that water has different tastes. Like if you drink Dasani
It's the
versus
worst.
something else, yeah, it doesn't taste the same. I get it. And I don't even like water. It's why I drink grape water. And so like I put grape in all my water. And so like I understand that. But this feels like it's going to get hoity-toity.
Well, listen, they have 6 judges,
Nice.
okay?
Already there.
And there were already at the 9th annual competition, there were 107 waters to blind taste
No
test.
way.
So
Oh my
cool.
goodness.
Okay,
no.
so
cool.
if you're wondering, well, who are the winners? I'm so glad you asked.
And I want to know why they won because they all almost taste the same.
Okay, so Gavin, tell me if you would try this one. One of the winners was melted snow that has been filtered through Peruvian volcanic rock.
Just because it's Peruvian, I'm all in.
Dude, I just want water hose. Like garden hose. Like I want that to win.
And then another winner was mist,
Oh,
gathered
nice.
from a pine forest in Tasmania.
I don't know. It's foggy out there today. I might just go walk
don't-
with my mouth open.
Listen, I would try this mist one because I bet it has a hint of pine to it.
This feels like the guy that started this was like a frat guy and is like, hey, let's do something funny. Let's start a water competition. And then they couldn't believe how well it worked. They're like, this is working too well. Let's do it again. 9 years later, they're like, I cannot believe people are still paying to come to this.
I think for the 10th annual one, we need to get our tickets and go.
Yeah.
Oh,
There are better waters out there. A lot of water doesn't have like the minerals that we
Right.
need in
Yeah.
our bodies.
Also,
so
too, we could put one of the contestants in. Like, we could have our own, like, do hose water.
Yeah, I
Just
would-
not tell anyone.
that I
You
would be
might
up
see,
for.
like, bits of dirt and
Yeah,
grass in it
yeah.
and just see what happens.
and that I would be up for. Because I'll tell you, man, as a kid, hose water always was refreshing. After it burned you, because I lived in Florida, and so the hose would have water in it. The first thing out, if you drank out of it first, it was hot. You're like, oh my goodness. And then it got so cool and refreshing, and maybe it was all the fluoride or fungus, whatever it was. But as a kid, it
See?
was great.
You were already fine water tasting,
All right.
even back then.
All right, I will go next year if we can enter hose water for sure. Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. I remember standing on a chair one time just so I could look Zach Williams in the eye.
Oh, but Zach Williams is like
Mountain.
6'5" on a bad day.
Yeah, mountain of a man is what Zach Williams is.
Yeah.
And I am a smidge shorter than him, a skosh, if you will. Just a little bit more demure. And so we play a game called Smaller or Taller. Betty contends, for the sake of the argument, we have to have a height. She puts me in at 5'6", which I am not. I'm taller than 5'6".
What would you say you are?
5'6" and a quarter, 5'6" and a half, maybe.
you gotta grasp at all of that. If,
I
you,
do.
if you're under 5'8", you
Yeah.
grasp it every quarter.
You really do. It's kind of like a kid when they're talking about their birthdays and like, how old are you? And they're like, I'm 9 3/4. You know, because you have to have that in your life. You're almost 10, and so I'm almost 5'7".
You need that win. But you know what? They're called on social media. They call you a short king.
Yeah,
thank you.
She's been using that a ton recently.
Yeah.
Don't take it. Don't take that with the thank you.
Yeah.
It's mean.
Yeah.
What? It's not short king.
Yeah, the way you say it, even if it wasn't mean, the way you say it is mean.
Okay, short king.
Yeah, see, that's it, dismissive. So we like to play a game called Smaller or Taller, where Betty Rock will find some celebrities, both men and women sometimes, and all you have to do is tell us if they are smaller or taller than me, clocking in. Again, she's only using me at 5'6" for this example.
That's what you are.
I am taller than Tom Cruise, probably shorter than Justin Bieber, shorter than, what's her name, Taylor Swift.
Definitely.
Yeah. Taller than most of the gymnasts, except for one or two of them on the U.S. Olympic team. So, I don't know. We're going to see how this goes today. If you want to play along, 855-33-WAY-FM is the number. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. And if you're worried about hurting my feelings, don't worry about it. It's fine. I've spent a whole life as a relatively height-challenged person, and I can handle it. I'm a big boy. Not literally, but 855-33-WAY-FM if you want to play smaller or taller with us right now. Uplifting WAY-FM, this is The Wally Show. Jody, welcome to Smaller or Taller, where all you have to do is tell us if the celebrity that Betty Rock is putting up is smaller or taller than myself at 5'6". Now, just for comparison, Jody, how tall are you?
5'6".
5'6", okay, so the same height as me. So maybe that'll help you actually in this as you think about different celebrities. So Betty Rock, who you got?
All right, the first person we're going to put up is Albert Einstein.
Ooh, we know his hair was 5'6". Like, I'm curious. Okay, so what do you think, Jody? Is he smaller or taller than me at 5'6"?
Taller.
Really? He always seemed demure to me. Like he seemed like pint size.
Well, and also, I don't know if I can recall a picture I've seen of him where it was full body.
Standing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see him sitting a lot. I don't know why that is. But I would have, if it were me, I would have said smaller than me. So was Jody right or was I right?
Well, Jody, Albert Einstein is clocking in at 5'9"
No, he's not.
So Jody gets a point.
I seriously think it's the hair. Like if you squished his hair down, because I'm 5'7" with my hair, maybe 5'7.5" with my hair.
All right, the next one we'll go with is Jennifer Lopez.
J-Lo.
J-Lo, don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block.
Now, with heels or not heels?
Without heels.
Okay, because that's unfair, because she has like 6-inch heels. Okay, what do you think, Jody? Is J-Lo smaller or taller?
She didn't even
Taller.
wait.
I do believe that J-Lo is taller. I think she, even without her heels, she just seems larger than life.
Does she?
She seems like she would be 5'8". She seems bigger than Taylor Swift even.
Whoa,
And Taylor
okay.
Swift has like big boat feet. And no, I don't know. I'm just kidding. So what do you think? Is she right or wrong, Betty Lou?
Well, turns out Jennifer Lopez is 5'5".
No, she's not.
So she is shorter than Wally.
I would have put her I would have thought 5'8". I mean, seriously, maybe even
Nope.
5'9".
Nope.
I cannot believe that.
Crazy.
Okay.
Wow.
Got to get this one right, Jody.
All right, we'll go with Seth Green.
Oh, okay. I know this one.
So he was from the Austin Powers.
The redheaded guy.
movies. Yeah.
The tiny redheaded guy.
Tiny redhead.
He's tiny. There's no way.
If he's taller than you,
There's no
you're going to
way.
look really bad.
After I called him the tiny redheaded guy, there's no way that guy's taller than me. Okay, so Jody, what do you think? Is Seth Green taller or smaller than Wally?
Shorter.
Yeah, I think he's 5'4". Like, he seems really small.
Well, Jody, hate to break it to you, Seth Green is 5'4". So yes, you're right.
Nicely done, Jody. You're a winner, and so am I, because like, had he been taller than me, I would have looked really bad there. But yeah, he's demure. He's little. He's a tiny
2
little.
inches shorter than
Oh,
you.
that might as well be 2 feet.
Oh,
like when you're
word.
small, if someone's smaller than you, like you're a giant among tiny people. So, all right, well, congratulations, Jody. You're a winner today.
Thank you.
Oh, electronic mail.
Uplifting WayFM. This is the Wally Show. If you ever want to get a hold of me, it's easy. Wally@wayfm.com. That's the email that all my friends have as well. And so, from time to time, people will hit us up about something we've talked about on the show. I did a scoop the other day about if you have a glass shower what I do is I open the door, but I hold my towel up in front of the shower so it keeps that hot air and cold air heat transfer.
Makes no sense.
It does. I'm telling you, it works. And then you just kind of let the towel peel a little bit and let a little bit in. Then
Which is so dumb.
You walk right out and you're at room temperature. You don't feel cold.
But the point was to not be cold, but you're standing there soaking wet
But
with
I'm
a
not
towel.
dry off first, but like.
But you're standing
Well,
there.
whatever
you're
it is,
getting cold.
It's science and it works. And Kelly actually said, please tell Betty Rock she is 100% wrong.
Oh,
I
bird.
do this. I made the same discovery 2 years back, and it does work.
So you and Kelly are ridiculous.
I'm telling you, if you try it, if you got a glass shower door, you will thank me tomorrow. Here's one, too. My pastor's going through Genesis in Sunday school in chapter 32 when Jacob wrestles with God. And the pastor mentioned that Jacob was alone. God broke him. Jacob was strong-willed, and Jacob confesses, and God changes him and gives him a new name, Israel. The pastor said, you ever hear people say, that's just the way I was born? And she says, DJ Jane says, that made me think of you, saying that that's the way God wired me. Because I say that all the time, and Betty Rock takes issue with that. But remember that God is in the business of changing hearts. When we use that excuse, it's the way we were wired. We were giving into our strong will and not allowing him to work in our hearts. So a gentle rebuke from DJ Jane for me, siding with Betty Rock.
Well, if she can get further than me, more power to her.
You know, when DJ Jane says it, it does seem to
That's
work.
fine.
Maybe
I don't want to fight.
I wasn't just wired this way.
Stop.
Man, thank you, DJ Jane, for giving me something I can hang on to.
It doesn't mean I won't get annoyed.
Something that, well, is that just the way you're wired?
Oh.
I love me.
I'm about to have a good day, no matter what they say.
Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. You probably know this song, Good Day, from Forrest Frank. And it's a bop, man. I do like this song. But as I was listening to it the other day, there was another line in the song that kind of hit me that I'm like, I don't want to say like it's bad theology, but it's like, it's something that hit me is I could see this messing with people a little bit that are like wrestling through like prayer and things like that and the way God works. Let me play it for you so you can hear what I'm talking about.
It's a good day, no, it's great. Everything I prayed for didn't come in late. I got all I need and I didn't have to wait. Ask me if you love me, you didn't hesitate.
Like, to me, the whole thing of everything I prayed for didn't come in late. So you're like, okay, that's, I'm having a good day because I got what I wanted. I got everything I need. I didn't have to wait. Oh, good. You got it when you wanted it too. And I just think that concept makes people who go, man, I've been praying for something for years and I still haven't seen it happen. But good for you. Like, I'm happy for you. Nice. Like, why does God answer your prayer and love you more than he loves me? Or is there something wrong with me? I'm doing this wrong because I've been praying for years and it hasn't come in.
Right.
No,
I see where you're coming from. I see need and want differently. So
Yeah.
he said, everything I need didn't come in late.
Okay.
And I think there's a lot of times where we think we need something, but really it's a want.
That is fantastic, Lady Rock. I did not see that coming,
And
honestly.
so, really? Well, in the Bible, it does say Jesus knows everything we need, and
Right.
he will give us what we need.
He's
but
our
the
provider.
wants,
Yeah.
well, those take a while.
Because I tended to think of that as just like everything I need is what I want. Basically, I just get everything I want, and I'm praying and I'm living this great prayer life, and God hears me and gives me everything. And then someone else is struggling with something. I could see where that would mess them up a little bit in this.
Right.
But
No.
the distinction between need and want.
You know where that comes
Bravo.
from?
Where?
Spending time in the Word.
You know what?
You should look into it.
I was trying to make Forrest Frank feel bad, not me. No, no. So there you go. That's really good, Rock. I love that. I think that's actually really profound. We are playing a new song by him, which I dig as well. It's called "Your Way's Better." Have you heard this one? Because it's got a really great dance to it.
I need you now more than ever. Would you put my heart back together? I searched the world till my head hurt just to find out your ways better. Oh, oh, your ways better. Oh, oh, your ways better.
Hey, Wally, do you have a minute?
Sorry, busy.
I have cake.
Oh, what do you need?
Yeah, see, that's a perfect example of even though we are busy, we make time for what's important.
Yeah, because going back to school as an adult, you're busy with work, you've got family, but if you want to make your education a priority, trust me, you can do it. Betty did.
Like when I first started, I was super intimidated because it had been a while since I've been in school. But I mean, from the very first conversation, I felt like they were setting me up for success.
Yeah, and going back to school with CCU's flexible online courses makes it so convenient.
Yeah, and what's so cool is every class has a biblical worldview perspective. And so you think, well, how can they turn math into a biblical worldview? They find a way.
Yeah, and that was one of my jobs when I was teaching at CCU, was integrating not just the facts and figures of things, but how your faith plays into what you're going to do.
CCU offers Christ-centered higher education, transforming students to impact the world with grace and truth.
Cultivate your mind without compromising your heart. Get started today at online.ccu.edu. Colorado Christian University is a non-profit impact partner.
The world can get hectic.
Are you kidding?
That's why we like to do news-ish
I need to calm down.
on The Wally Show.
So, space stuff always amazes and scares me.
Computer, this is Admiral James T. Kirk. Request security access. Destruct sequence 1.
Yeah,
Code
Destruct
1.
Sequence 1.
1A.
You don't know what's going to happen.
That's Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Trek. Oh, so bad.
Nanu.
No, that's Mork and Mindy. So, like, space is huge. I would encourage you, if you've never seen Louis Giglio, Pastor Louis Giglio, talk about space with his Indescribable on YouTube, it's worth checking out because it is pretty amazing. But all of that said, life as we know it might be altered forever after an asteroid is headed towards our moon.
No.
Yeah, it was first thought to be on a collision course with us, but actually now they say it has a chance at hitting the moon. And the numbers associated with space are always crazy. Like, it could impact the moon in 2032. So it's not an immediate fear, but it's on its orbit around the sun, so they were tracking it and could see it, and now they won't even be able to see it again till 2028. Like, it's crazy how vast space is. And you have to wait 3 years to see it, and then 4 years to see if it hits anything or not. It's called YR4, and I'm already worried about it because I worry about everything. And it's big enough to be called a city killer. That sounds ominous. It doesn't sound good. I don't know what a city killer is, but it doesn't sound good. And the good news is that it's only one of 37,000 space rocks floating around near us that looks like it could hit something. 37,000.
Okay, it's important to remind ourselves God
Yes.
is in control. God is in control.
Well, okay.
Do-do-do-do-do.
So I asked ChatGPT, I said, hey, what happens if this YR4 hits our moon? It spun for a little bit and then went network error. I'm like,
It's already happening.
yeah, I'm like, okay, now is this a government conspiracy or is ChatGPT just waiting to see if I can handle it or not? And so it finally came in. It said a crater would form at the impact site. The explosion would be equivalent to a small nuclear bomb. It would not damage the moon structurally, which was good. The angle of the impact could send moon dust and debris into space.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty big. And then it says the moon would be knocked out of its orbit. The Earth would experience tsunamis or natural disasters. Tides would... it says it would not do all those things.
Okay.
Never mind. Sorry,
Why
I
are
read
you
that wrong.
saying that?
I read that wrong. The moon is far too massive. Actually, it won't have any effect what's at all. The major effects on the Earth would be maybe a little bit of a flash or some dust.
Wow, it's a good thing you don't work like on TV
Yeah,
because you'd
yeah.
be reading the completely different.
Well, you know what, everybody? Let's just go ahead and panic. It's been a good run, and we'll see how this thing shakes out in 2032. You're right. I would be a horrible news person. Uplifting Way FM. This here is the Wally Show. I feel like I got to talk like this because of what we are fixing to talk about. Betty Lou the other day came in here, and she was spinning quite the yarn about her friend. Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
I have a friend of mine that I try to... Okay, listen. I'm from Arkansas. I try to fight back the Southern accent.
And you are doing a great job at it. I pert near don't even know that you is from Arkansas.
But I have a really close friend of mine that she makes me sound northern.
Oh,
okay?
that girl
and
is something
so
else.
I was just taking Wally through some of the things that have happened in her life and that's how it came out. I just said it sounds like a country song.
Yeah, Betty goes, if you listen to her live, it sounds like a country song going on. She's got a country song going on.
She's got a country song going on.
And I went, Betty Rock, that is a hit.
A country song going on.
That is a country hit. So I went and I wrote some lyrics down, and I used some AI to help me out to write the song and to like actually produce it. And this is what I came up with. This could be on any country station tomorrow, okay? It's every stereotypical country thing you would expect. So here we go. This is Got a Country Song Going On, inspired by Betty Rock's Friend's Life. Ooh. Yeah.
To a pink slip, my bass boat sunk on my last trip. The bank man wants my double wide. My ex got all my stuff inside. My Camaro set fire to my new lawn. Lord help me, I got a country song going on.
Hey,
I know, right?
This is a bop.
I saw my uncle's mugshot on TV. Don't know, so stop grilling me. Talk of the town down at the church. My new tattoo says no regrets. Life's a game and I'm just playing along. Lord help me, I got a country song going on. My dog's gone missing, I can't go fishing. I'm sitting on my tailgate praying and wishing that the good Lord sees me before too long. Y'all, I got a country song going on. Went to bed last night, woke up to blue lights. Cops thought I picked a Piggly Wiggly fight. I'm right in the middle of all that's wrong. Y'all, I got a country song going on. I could have gone to college, but I bought that book. Named it Good Life, now it don't. Bad luck's a melody I've sang too long. Lord help me, I got a country song going on. Country song going on.
So there you go.
My dog's gone missing.
Inspired by your friend's life.
That is, I think you need to send that to someone.
It's scary.
Because I could see Blake Shelton or somebody singing that.
Yeah, it's your friend's theme song to their life.
Yeah, she's got a country song going on.
That's wrong, y'all. I got a country song going on.
Whose dish is on the chopping block?
Could somebody please get Wally to be quiet for 5 seconds, and maybe we wouldn't be in this predicament.
Amen and amen.
I know, right? So here's where we're at. We're at the end of the hour here, and I have talked too much. We don't have time for all the songs we were planning, and I apologize, so don't get angry with me, but I just wanted to talk with you today. See how you're doing. How's your heart? And so we have to chop one of two songs. It's not going to make it. But here's the good news. You get to decide which one of these songs gets chopped and which one you want to keep in here today, because maybe you need it. So Gavin, you are in charge of the clock here. What are the two songs that we have up?
We have got to just titan of songs.
Oh no.
The first one is Elevation Worship song Praise.
Okay. Ooh.
That's a good one. It's a bop.
I believe this is the one when Brandon Lake was still in there too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you hear his lakeness. Okay.
His lake?
He put his lake all over this, man.
like it.
Yeah, and so, like, that's a good one. What is the other option?
Okay, this one, I think it's one of my favorite songs we've ever played on this station. It is Megan Woods and her hit song, The Truth.
Oh, yes.
The truth is I am my father's child. I make him proud and I make him smile. I was made in the image of a perfect
Yeah, because this hits all of Gavin's insecurities, so I get why you would not want this song chopped.
Please
Absolutely.
do not cut this song.
I know. Okay.
It's not fair.
No, I'd rather cut that one than Elevation Worship because,
Really?
well, I just need something upbeat, and I love how they just bring it.
Okay. Well, here's what we're going to
fire.
do. Betty's not making the decision. You are. 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33 Way FM. Which of these two songs do you want to keep and why? The and why is important. You got to tell us why you're like, okay, this is my bop. For Gavin, it's because of all of his massive insecurities. He would go with Megan Woods.
You are enough, Gavin.
Thank you.
All right, so 855-33-WAY FM. You get to make the call right now on Musical Chopped. So which of these songs are you choosing to not chop and you want to hear it and why?
I want to hear praise, and I want to hear praise because of the fact that it's just a get you going in the morning song. I'm on my way to work, and it just starts the day off great.
Mm-hmm.
Is Megan Woods more of an afternoon, I'm sad about everything song because of how the day went?
No, it's still a great song anytime.
Okay, yeah, either one of these is a great song. But you know what? You're making the call, Galinda, and we are chopping Megan Woods in favor of Elevation Praise. Thank you so much. It is the winner today on Chopped.
Thank you.
I praise in the valley and praise on the mountain. I'll praise when I'm sure and praise when I'm doubting.
Here's our little ginger snap.
I'm that gingerbread bad boy, that little oven-baked treat.
It's the Lucky Charm himself, Gavin, with News-ish on The Wally Show.
I think a lot of people probably have their, flight horror stories of delays, babies crying, but I don't know if anything quite rivals the story of 130 passengers flying from Switzerland to Heraclion, Greece.
Okay.
Now, strap in, buckle your plane seatbelt for this journey. So people got on board. Their flight was supposed to take off at 6:20. It took off at 6:51. Not too bad.
Not too bad. That's normal. 30-minute delay.
It's supposed to be a 3-hour flight.
Okay.
They are going to Heraclion. They are getting near, but then there's a lot of wind in the area. So they're like, oh, can't land. Okay, let's go to Athens. So they decide to divert to Athens. They get there at 11:24. And then 3.5 hours later, they get on another plane to try and go back to Heraclion.
Right now, you're tired by this point and you're frustrated, but you're alive. So you're like, okay, as long as my bags get there, I'll be fine. So now they're flying back to the next airport.
Flying back there. Doesn't work again. It's 3:28 at this time where they have to now circle around. The wind's just not letting them get down. So because of this, they want to divert again. This time they go to a place called Thessaloniki.
Thessalonica?
It's weird. I thought it was, but it's Thessaloniki. It's like an I at the end. So then they get there at 6:01 p.m. So now
all day.
12 hours later.
Yeah.
That's it. Terrible. But because of the crew needing to time out.
Oh,
basically,
that's so frustrating.
They had to stay the night there.
No.
So 15 hours later at 9 a.m., they had to go to another airport in Thessaloniki. They get on that plane.
I'm like, look, I'm here for it. I've been here just as long as y'all have. You can make this trip too. Don't tell me about timing out. You can make it. There's
I know.
4 of you to fly this thing. Let's go.
So it's 9 a.m. We're trying to get back to Heraclion again. The plane takes off. Once again, wasn't able to land due to weather.
Oh my gosh, you are not supposed to go to this place.
They diverted to Athens. It's 11:05 a.m., nearly 2 hours after it took off, from Thessaloniki.
Yeah.
At this point, they just threw in the towel, and at 1:24, the jet took off from Athens and flew back to Switzerland.
They went home?
Where they literally, so 2:45 p.m., so 6 a.m. one day, 2:45 the next day. They're back where they started.
And they never got to their destination.
Never got to their destination. I tried to find if there was
compensation.
Yeah, I couldn't find if that was the case for these people. But
the way airlines do it, they're like, weather. Sorry, weather. What do you want to do? Crew timed out. Can't do anything about it.
I don't want to, crash, die in a plane crash because I just wanted to. You look a little.
I'm worth taking the risk. I'm like, I trust you, Captain Sully Sullenberger. Get us on the ground. You can do this. I'm like, let's risk it. Let's risk it for the biscuit when I fly. I don't even care if all the bolts are tightened. Let's just get on the ground.
Wow.
One way or the other. Well, hopefully if you got travel plans coming up for the summer, at least keep this story in mind when you get delayed for like an hour and you're like losing your mind. Like, okay, could be worse.
Could be worse.
I could be one of those people. Betty Rock is big on boundaries. Hey, it's the Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM, and I think you read a book about like healthy boundaries, like with Lisa Turkhurst or something that was really good for you.
Well, because I find myself constantly wanting to people please, and so I'll just say yes to everything and no to nothing, and then I'm no good for anyone because I'm just stretched so thin. And recently, I found myself where my boundaries were tested, or maybe I just need to reevaluate them. I'm not sure. So I have a relationship in my life where this person has in the past shown their true colors, and I've tried to look past it and show kindness and understanding, grace, and move on. However, recently something else happened again. And
it's not me, for the record. I know people are thinking that.
Now, 99% of the time, it is.
But not this time.
Not this time.
That person.
But my dilemma is this. Like, I know as a Christian, we're called to love others, no matter how they treat you. You know, the verse says, you know, they ask for the shirt, give them your coat, or turn the other cheek. So I get it. But how is it that you can create boundaries with someone and keep those boundaries, but also show them the kindness of God? Because did Jesus show us boundaries? Like in the Bible, are there examples of Jesus creating boundaries and then holding firm to them?
Like he did get alone to pray, you know, so that's setting up a boundary. He would often go off by himself and stuff because, you know, Peter was driving him nuts, you know, so I think that he probably did on some level. He didn't heal everybody that he came across when you think about it. Like he would heal one or two out of a crowd and you're like, well, that's kind of a boundary too.
And I know that boundaries are needed in relationships to keep them healthy. But I don't think I've been in this situation where it was like I feel convicted to still show the love of Jesus to this person, but I don't know how to do that in a healthy way while keeping my boundaries up to make sure that I don't get hurt by them again.
And does that mean like showing them love? Does that mean having to have them be present in your life?
I don't yes to them every time they come around.
Yeah, I don't know that that's the case. I don't know. So maybe you can help Betty Rock with some, you know, insight here. You maybe have walked through something like this. You know, can you effectively love someone yet still have boundaries with them? And is that even the right thing to do? I don't know. You know, so I would love to get your thoughts on this because I know it's something she's kind of wrestling through. So 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. We'd love to get your perspective on this because you might not only be helping out Betty, but even talking through it sometimes for yourself helps you, or somebody else listening might be in that same place too. So 855-33-WAY-FM. We'll take yours now. Have you ever kind of walked through that, Hannah?
I have had to deal with that a lot. But one thing I wanted to bring up was she said, is there boundaries mentioned in the Bible? And there's boundaries all over the place. He created the ocean and he created the land, and that's a very clear boundary. But he created the boundaries, and we're called to mimic him. So, yes, boundaries are of God at times.
I guess you're right, too, because when it comes to God, you know, he says that he can't be around sin. Well, that's a boundary, you know, but then how do you morph that into a current relationship?
I think you can love somebody and be kind to them and show them the love of Jesus, but not have to have that person ever present in your life affecting you. You know, like when they come around, you don't throw them under the bus. You're not mean to them. You're kind. But I don't know that it means you have to seek out their companionship.
Well, and I think when you start to pray for them, your heart begins to change because you see them as a soul and not just a person who's hurt you. You see that their soul is hurting and they need healing. And when your prayer starts changing, a lot of times your heart starts changing and you're able to have the boundary, but also have the love and compassion without the hurt on your end.
That is exactly what I told Betty, and she told me to mind my own stupid business. So,
but it sounds better coming from you, Hannah. For some reason, I like it better.
So what do you think about that, Brittany?
I mean, I'm personally going through something very similar, so I was like, oh my gosh, I get this. And recently I've had to seek advice on setting boundaries in a healthy way and being okay with what the outcome is before my heart, meaning I'm going to give myself grace at the same time of giving them grace. It's extremely challenging. but you love them. You still want to show them kindness.
Because in an extreme example of this, like say somebody is like physically hurting you, you can still pray for them. You can still show them the love of God. But I do not believe in any way, shape, or form you need to keep yourself in their presence where they can continue to hurt you.
Yeah, I don't think God is calling us to that at all.
No. And so I think you could take, that's the extreme example, but you could take that same thing out to the emotional place as well. If someone's hurting you emotionally, it's not like you have to be consumed by their drama, but you can still love them and you can still pray for them and pray good things for their life. And who knows? I mean, that might change everything in you and in them.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.
Uplifting Way FM. This is The Rock Report with Betty Rock.
With Father's Day just around the corner, I thought it would be fun to look at some of the best movie dads.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, so these are actors that played dads in movies, and they did it so well that they almost felt like they were part of our family.
Okay, I'm curious what you came up with.
Okay, so I think in the top should be Harry Stamper. Do you remember who Harry Stamper is?
Yes, I actually do.
You do?
I do, because he's the one that takes the hit for the team in Armageddon.
You're right.
Yeah.
Played by Bruce Willis in 1998's
Knew
Armageddon.
this was a one-way trip.
I wish I could be there to walk you down the aisle. I'll look in on you from time to time, okay, honey? I love you, Grace.
Daddy, no! Daddy, no! Oh, my goodness.
But he saved the world.
I did get choked up there, actually. My eyes started to twitch a little.
What made him such a good dad was that he saved the world, and he did. He took the hit and made sure that his little girl's fiance got back home safe and sound.
Exactly. I would do that. Yeah, okay, I would do that.
But you would expect your daughter's fiance to at least step up and offer to.
Absolutely.
What if he didn't offer?
You better offer. If he didn't offer, he's going. Like, if he offers, all right, I'll take the hit. But if he just expects daddy to do it, no, I don't think so.
Well, also, what made the top, I believe, would be Daniel Hillard. Do you remember Daniel Hillard?
No,
1993's Mrs. Doubtfire, played by Robin Williams.
Oh, I'm sorry to frighten you, dear. I must look like a yeti in this.
Help me, because I never saw all of Miss Doubtfire.
It is an odd concept.
He wants to be around his kids, right?
So he dresses as a nanny.
That is it, isn't it? I forget that it's his kids.
Yeah, and he goes by the name Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
But it's for him to be around his kids.
Right, because he was like
it
a
was
bad dad, but a good dad,
something.
divorced.
Yeah.
And so I think they end up all together at the end, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then finally, I don't think you can complain with me on this one. From 2008's Taken, Liam Neeson as Brian Mills.
Best dad in the world.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
Absolutely. That dad is amazing. He's so calm. And he's like, Janie, you're going to be taken. I want you to look at everything you see as it's unfolding. And I want you to call it out to me. And she's just tattoo, rug, thing. And he's putting it all together, and he's going to get his little girl.
Right?
Like, that's baller. Yeah.
See? Now, how do you think Gavin would handle that?
I knew it.
If he had a daughter that went missing and called him, do you think that he would threaten the kidnappers with, I have a particular
Sir, stop.
Yeah.
Please don't.
No, he'd call me.
I'm in love, and I don't care who knows it.
Sometimes you hear a story about like a relationship or something, and you go, that is a master class on how to handle that. And Betty Rock told me a story the other day. Hey, it's the Wally Show on Uplifting Way FM. And I think we have two different versions of if this is good or not, but I thought it was a stroke of genius.
Well, when I heard the story, my flabber was gasted. So I have some friends of mine, they're married, and recently the woman, she had some surgery done, and so she was in bed trying to recoup and heal. And about the second or third day, she's telling her husband...
3 days? Sorry. I don't even know what the surgery was, but that seems excessive.
Oh, my word. So she's telling her husband, I'm bored. I've run out of things to do. Like, I've read all the books. I've played all the games. I've watched all the shows. And her husband, still currently her husband somehow, thought it was a good idea to just throw a hamper of clean clothes onto the bed and tell her to fold them.
That's a masterclass, my friends.
I was shook to my core.
I mean, it's low impact. It's not stress.
He didn't
strenuous.
want her to be bored anymore. And see, when your mind's working,
not the
it's
solution.
helpful. And so I think that, and also too, he was like, hey, I think this is good for you. It's not, I can fold it. It's not a big deal. I can fold that easy. But this is for you that I'm doing this. That is genius.
And that's when the fight broke out.
That's probably more like what happened.
Honestly, it's a miracle that they're still married. Like, I would have been like, okay, wait a minute, sir. We need to go to couples therapy.
I don't know. All right, so let's talk about this with you. 855-33-WAY-FM. Have you ever been in one of those situations, and more of the funny kind of stuff, not like the serious we're getting divorced kind of stuff, but like where your husband, probably more women will call on this because guys are scared of our wives, but like we'll throw it out for either your husband or your wife did something that you were like, that's when the fight started. Like it was cross the line.
Yeah, the sillier the better, because I mean, I'm hoping that Wally and Gavin will learn some things that they should not do.
Yeah, because you keep saying that guy made a mistake, and Gavin and I are like, bold move, sir. Bold move, reclaiming your house. Get that done.
No, bold move in that she didn't slap him upside the head.
Maybe so. Oh, you chose violence, did you?
Well,
okay,
I would have.
Look at that. 855-33-WAY-FM. That's a choice, not a good one. 855-33-WAY-FM. And that's when the fight started. We'll take your stories now. Stella, do you think that was a good idea or a bad idea?
Probably a bad idea.
Okay. All right. Agree to disagree. So what was your and that's when the fight started?
So my husband and I were newly married, and credit to him, he was willing to help out and mop the floors. And when he was halfway done, he said, I forbid you to ever get this kind of mop again. And I just laughed in his face and said, as soon as you start mopping the floors every time, you can choose whichever mop you want.
What did he say?
Oh, we still laugh about it today. I mean, and we've been married over 25 years, so it's been a joke.
And has he mopped the floor?
No.
Yeah. You know what? I got to say, he kind of won. 20 years of not ever having to mop a floor, that's still winning in my book.
Yeah, maybe that was actually his strategy.
I bet it was, actually. Now you're like, I got questions. Betty Rock, you posted this on our Facebook too, right?
Yes, and I'm reading through the comments, and there's a couple of good ones. Farron, who used to be our old boss.
Oh, yeah.
He said that once he told his wife, calm down.
Oh, no. I know Crystal. Wow. I know Crystal. I can promise you that did not go well for him.
I thought every guy knows never to tell their wife to calm down.
Because it escalates the situation. Like, calm down has the exact opposite effect.
Right.
Calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. And like, oh, you're off to the races then.
Or I can imagine if someone told you to calm down, it would have the same effect.
Remember that one meeting we had where somebody said,
oh, yeah. You won't stand for it.
So
you won't stand for it.
And I pounded on the table and I stood up. And that's a legend around here. Whew. We need to tell our new boss about that one.
And then Brian said, the first and only time my wife cooked me fried chicken, I commented that it wasn't like my mom's.
Don't compare.
Still married 33 years later, but no more fried chicken on the supper table.
Exactly. I promise you, your wife, A, never forgot that, and B, that's what happens. You're not getting fried chicken. Fine, have your mom make it then.
Right?
You like fried chicken so much, why don't you get your mom to do it?
Man.
Yeah. You cannot compare parents. I remember one time my wife got her hair cut. She had really long curly hair, like when we were dating and when we first got married. It's just great hair. Thick, like what? And the kind of hair that anyone with thin hair would be like, I want your hair. Mm-hmm. So she gets it all cut off into like a bob. So like it's just gone. And she's like, what do you think? And we were newly married. And I'm like, I panicked. I didn't know what to say.
You just say it looks great. That's
I'm not.
all.
I don't lie. I don't lie to her. Like we have a relationship built on honesty. And I came up with, your dad will like it.
See, I actually think you did better than I did because my wife did the same thing way too short.
Yeah.
And she admits that now.
Okay.
But at the time, I said, I'm like, you kind of remind me of my little brother. It was not a good day.
And that's when the fight started. Uplifting Way FM, this is the Wally Show. We like to think of ourselves as like a think tank where, you can't know everything. And so if we come across something that we think can help you out, make your life a little better, we like to bring it to you in the form of the scoop. And today, Betty Rock, you have the scoop on what?
I have the scoop on how to get rid of a migraine instantly.
Oh, this is good news. My wife gets migraines, and it's not fun for her. And then she likes to make it not fun for me when she has a migraine.
And it's funny how those migraines always pop up when you are at home.
It's weird, right? Yeah, she's fine all day long, and then we haven't found the correlation or the common denominator yet, but we are looking into it.
Okay, well, maybe this will help. So, according to the internet, okay, so take it for what it's worth, the migraine meal. So, you go to McDonald's.
Oh, I love every bite of this already.
You order yourself a large Coke and a large fry.
Yes.
Now,
is that it?
Neurologists have actually looked into this, and they said there is some truth to this migraine meal.
Why?
So it turns out that the large Coke from McDonald's has the caffeine.
Okay.
And caffeine has pain relief properties.
Okay, because and their large Coke is the best. Without ice, just nice and cold at the perfect temperature. It's wonderful.
And then they also say that the salt from the fries, they can help balance your electrolytes, and the carbs can help your blood sugar levels.
Really?
So all that to say, if you're suffering with a migraine, here is your permission to go to McDonald's and buy yourself a Coke and fries.
I mean, seriously, the next time my wife gets a migraine, I'm gone. I will go get this it's so fast. Because then it's something that's good for both of us too,
right?
Well, it's bad for both of us, but good for both of us.
Win-win in a way.
Absolutely. I'm shocked, honestly. I
might feel like I have a migraine coming on.
Oh, that's fantastic! Let's all get a migraine and go to McDonald's. I love where we're going with this.
Well, that's the end, but it doesn't have to be. Check out our Aftercast. It's new stuff you didn't hear in the podcast. Be sure to rate us on iTunes as well as connect with us on social media. Just search Wally Show. And if you'd like to join our Facebook group made exclusively for you potties, the link is in the description of this podcast. Thanks to Colorado Christian University Online for supporting what we do.